Imagine this. You sit down to watch a movie, and out of nowhere, you start shaking, feeling nauseous, or you even need help because your body just can't handle it. Yes, there are movies so intense, so graphic, and so disturbing that they've made people get physically sick for real. And today I'm going to show you 10 movies that became infamous for causing that kind of reaction. And some of them have stories so insane they sound like urban legends, except they actually happened. But before we start, I want to know, what's the movie that traumatized you the most in your life? The one that left you uncomfortable, with your stomach turning, or thinking about it for days? Drop it in the comments because I'm honestly curious to see how far the internet's limits go. 10. The Perfection, 2018. This one starts off like a psychological thriller, but the tone shifts so aggressively that you don't even realize when you're already in shock. It's packed with twists, uncomfortable scenes, and moments that mess with both your body and your mind. And when it hit streaming, tons of people started posting online saying they had to pause, breathe, and ask themselves, do I keep going or do I stop right here? 9. Terrifier 2, 2022. If there's a recent movie that turned into a people got sick in the theater legend, it's this one. Some viewers said they saw people walking out mid-screening, looking pale, and there were even reports of theaters needing to step in because of how extreme the violence was. Art the Clown isn't just scary, he feels like the movie is literally testing how much you can take. And the worst part, the more people talked about it, the more people wanted to watch. 8. Raw, 2016. This movie is basically a rite of passage for anyone into body horror. The story follows a young woman who goes through a bizarre transformation after some extreme experiences in college. The problem is, the film has scenes so raw and realistic that at certain screenings, people got dizzy, fainted, or had to leave the theater. And when it ends, you're just like, okay, I need water, and I need to rethink my life choices. 7. Irreversible, 2002. This one isn't just brutal, it's suffocating. The way it's structured, the violent atmosphere, and the constant feeling of discomfort makes it almost unwatchable for some people. There's a long, brutal scene that became a reference point for the question, how far can cinema go? And honestly, it's not an exaggeration to say that for many people, this movie isn't entertainment, it's survival. 6. Antichrist, 2009. If there's one word to describe this movie, it's disturbing. It mixes grief, trauma, symbolism, and graphic scenes that shock even people who think they've seen everything. The discomfort here isn't just gore, it's psychological, emotional, and there are moments so extreme you just freeze. It's the kind of movie that ends and makes you think, was that art or was that a threat? 5. Saw 3, 2006. The first Saw still had a balance between horror and mystery, but by the third one, the franchise basically hits the chaos button. The traps get way more graphic, and the movie leans hard into scenes that are tough to watch without looking away. And that's when the classic reports started. People feeling sick, walking out mid-screening, and theaters dealing with an audience that clearly wasn't ready for it. 4. The Exorcist, 1973. This one is historic. Even though it's an older classic, it became a cultural phenomenon that sent audiences into panic. And the whole people getting sick in theaters reputation became part of the movie's legend. Back then, the impact was massive because nobody was used to that level of terror and those kinds of images on the big screen. And even today, some people still can't watch it alone. 3. Cannibal Holocaust, 1980. Now we're talking about one of the most controversial movies ever made. Its reputation comes not only from the scenes, but from how it was marketed, how realistic it felt, and the extremely heavy controversies around its production. A lot of people describe it as disgusting, aggressive, and deeply uncomfortable. And it's one of those movies you don't recommend, you warn people about. Like, only watch this if you truly know what you're getting into. 2. Salo, or the 120 Days of Sodom, 1975. This one isn't just repulsive, it's cruel. It uses violence, humiliation, and extreme situations as a form of criticism, but it's so heavy that a lot of people simply can't make it past the halfway point. It became one of the most discussed films of all time when it comes to the limits of cinema. And depending on who you are, just reading the plot makes you want to close the tab. 1. A Serbian Film, 2010. This is the kind of movie people instantly regret watching. It's infamous for being shocking on purpose, pushing unbelievably heavy themes and scenes that leave viewers feeling disgust, anger, and extreme discomfort. It's the kind of film that always ends up on lists like this because it became known as a movie made to cross the line. And honestly, some people argue that line should have never been crossed in the first place. So, out of these 10, which one have you actually had the courage to watch? And which one did you stay far away from because just hearing about it gave you chills? Comment down below because I want to know which movie people regret watching the most. If you're into lists like this, with bizarre, intense movies and real stories behind them, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. And comment what topic you want for the next video, because the next list might be even more brutal than this one. See you in the next video.